Has anyone ever made an appointment with you and just arrived too early or too late, or just kept you waiting indefinitely, or just didn't show up at all? Or they cancelled your plans without giving you any notice or even apologizing for it? This is about time and energy boundaries. It's about how you set limits on your time that you devote and afford others, and whether you take time for yourself as well. And that was just an example of how people would violate your time and or energy boundaries. What if someone interferes with your plans? Do you say no, or do you change your plans to accommodate them? What about somebody who makes unreasonable demands on your time and expect you to cancel or rearrange your plans to accommodate them? What do you do? Do you oblige, or do you stand up for yourself and say no? I suppose it depends on the situation also. Another example is punctuality, like I explained earlier. Where is your boundary on punctuality? Is it important for you? Are you somebody who is always on time? Or are you somebody who always tends to be late? And what is your opinion and feelings about that? Do you regard it as disrespectful? Or is it something that doesn't matter to you? What about when you're dealing with somebody else who thinks it is disrespectful and you are always late? What if you regard it as very important and you have somebody in your life who is always tardy? What about when you've asked somebody to not contact you and they keep on contacting you? They just have no regard for your requests and they keep on contacting you. What do you do? Do you stand up for yourself and say no? Do you not answer the phone? Or do you complain and shrug and then answer the phone anyway and speak to them? What about people who keep on asking favors of you? Do you know how to say no? Are you comfortable to say no, or do you keep on doing favors for other people? And another example is free labor. Do you have somebody in your life, maybe more than one person, who keeps on expecting you to help them with work and literally do free labor for them? And how do you feel about that? Or maybe you are someone who asks other people and expects other people to do free labor for you. This is about time and energy boundaries. Think about that. And then, of course, a very important thing, like I mentioned in the beginning, is do you take time for yourself? Are you able to allocate time, carve out some time on a regular basis for self-care? Now, things that you can do when your time and energy boundaries are disrespected or overstepped is to simply say no to requests for your time. When you know you've prioritized other things, you can say something like, I need to prioritize some self-care this weekend, so thank you, but no thank you. Um, Schedule time for yourself and stick to it. Just schedule it and don't change it. Don't rearrange your stuff in order to accommodate somebody else. That's a sign of a good and healthy boundary, obviously within reasonable limits. If there's an emergency or somebody really needs your support, or you forgot to do something, then of course you're going to be flexible about it. But if somebody asks you something or requests you to help, or do them a favor, or offer some free labor, you can simply say, I can't commit to that right now. Or I'm sorry, but I cannot agree to that. It's a boundary issue for me. Or say, I would not be able to help you with that. It's a personal boundary matter for me. Again, notice always I statements, and just state clearly and assertively that it is a boundary issue for you. Please take some time and read the questions or the prompts that are there. Think about whether these things have happened to you and specific examples that you remember, and note them down. It's a good way for you to process your experiences, and also for your subconscious to go and dig a bit deeper and really inquire about how healthy your boundaries are.